Good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, May 4th. Welcome to May. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. Before we get into it, we're going to do a little housekeeping stuff here. If you have not gone to the website yet and subscribed for the newsletter that comes out every Sunday, go to QOLTrading.com, put your name and your email address in, and you will be able to see if I can find it here real quick. Just name, email address here, hit the join QOL circle, and you will get a free newsletter every Sunday. That pretty much goes over the previous week of trading and then what's expected in the week to come. So I put that out, 7th edition yesterday. And then also, if you join our Discord community, which by hitting the link down below, it will take you, and I'll go through that process in a second here. It'll take you to our free channels here. So, and then in our free channels here in the morning, I post a link giving everybody a heads up on our pre-market analysis of where we are right now. We also created a levels area if you want me to go over certain levels on equities that I do not cover. And then also here are some directions from the link down below to join our Discord community. It's pretty self-explanatory. You come down, you click this link, and you got our free area right here. And then as you're part of the community for a little while, if you want to come and join our trading room, trading desk from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time, click the join button here, and it's a monthly fee. And you pretty much get an hour and a half trading, live trading, Monday through Friday. So pretty good deal. Aside from our one-on-one training that we do with people, it's quite a savings there. So in the chat area, I want to go over some things that I put in the general chat here. So I've pinned a couple things. So one, I put our newsletter in here. So this is it's kind of a text version of what you'll get on the free newsletter. So go into the general chat and you can expand that and you can see what that's about. Also, something I'm trying to do, I put in a poll here. I want to do a Q&A for an hour session on pretty much trading, obviously, and open it up to everybody, just kind of have a community participation here. And so if you get a chance, go into the general chat here and give a vote here. I have three time slots, all Eastern time, 4 to 5 p.m. This is all on Sundays, by the way. 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern, 5 to 6 Eastern, and 6 to 7 Eastern time. So far we have 2 votes. So don't hesitate, get in there and give us a vote so we can set something up in the weeks to come. Get into the economic data for this week. For today, factory orders at 9 a.m. I don't think that's going to impact things too much. We have some Fed speak at 11:50. Then after that, I don't see anything for today. Tomorrow, let me see. We've got ISM manufacturing at 9 a.m. That you pay attention to that jobs opening also at 9 a.m. as well with new home sales. So some data definitely coming out tomorrow. That'll probably get some movement there as well. And then what else do we have here? On Wednesday, non-farm unemployment change, and some Fed speak at 8:30. And I don't see anything else there. Thursday, pretty light day. Unemployment claims. It's an orange folder. Probably get a little movement. Nothing that's going to be earth-shattering there. And then we finish out the week on Friday with some average hourly earnings month over month and non-farm unemployment change. There was some news in the Strait last night, I guess, or this morning. I'm not sure. A couple of missiles hit a U.S. warship near Jask Island, so not sure how that's going to impact things. I think initially when that news came out, it may have knocked things down a little bit, but we'll take a look. As far as earnings this week, we have Palantir after the close today. Pinterest, AMD is going to be a big one tomorrow after the close. Before the market, you got PayPal. By the way, I think GameStop is in the market trying to buy eBay, and it was quite a comical interview this morning with the CEO of GameStop, trying to answer some questions about the numbers not really working on how they're going to buy it with cash and stock. They're missing about 16 billion in order to accomplish this purchase. But anyways, who knows? That's above my pay grade. But just thought if you have a chance, go back and watch that CNBC interview this morning. It was pretty funny. Wednesday, you have ARM after the close. Snap. I don't see anything else there. You got Uber before they open on Wednesday. Then Thursday, what do we have? Nothing. McDonald's before the open for the Dows, all you Dow traders. And then after you have Coinbase, and I don't see anything else on Thursday. And then Friday, that's pretty much about it on Friday. So let's get into things. So we'll start out with the VIX like we normally have been lately. And so the VIX is still, kind of toying. I think right here, the spike is probably when the news came out about the missiles hitting the U.S. Ships out there in the Strait. So we'll see. We're still below the 200-day moving average at $18.30. Still not bad. It's still pretty deflated. Let's get out here. Go 20 days better. So we are still down here, but we still have some open gaps up there. Gap downs here from April 8th, sitting at 25.74, and the last one is sitting at $30.34. You got to watch those. We are below the 20, below the 50, so that's positive. But you can see where the 50 comes in right at the beginning of this gap down area. So I would watch that. If things start to get elevated in the VIX, then the equities are probably getting a little soft right now. As you can imagine, the oil prices are still elevated. We did come up to this 114.66 gallon price per barrel, and it's bouncing off it. So it's a pretty decent level right up there. So good resistance up there. So you'd like to see some pullback and get ourselves down below this $97.44, the 50-day moving average. You want to see that, pull on back down here, maybe get down to the 100 and even the 200-day moving average, so things can balance out. And I think if there is a deal that happens over the next several weeks, I think it'll be good. But, there's been just a lot of speculation that this can go on longer. And if it goes on through the summer, that oil is really going to be elevated. And that's really going to hit the pocketbooks of people like you and I. As far as stocks are concerned, elevated oil, believe it or not, is actually good for the stocks. And as far as the United States, we're a net exporter of oil. So with oil elevated per barrel, it's actually not good for the U.S. on a whole, but it's bad for the consumer, right? So let's get into crude here. So crude is above $100 a barrel. We don't like that. We'd like to drop down below this 20-day moving average. It's $96.77 a barrel. Maybe even get below this 91.79. It's the 50-day moving average, and then you have this 87.42 level. That's probably a key level. If you lose that, I think you'll be coming down here to this 100-day moving average at 76.11. On the upside, you still have that $114.96 for some resistance up there, and then you don't want to pop above that. If you pop above that, you're looking at $120 a barrel, which will be pretty nasty. I don't know if anybody's been filling up with gas these days, but you can see there's a speed zone here that I would say if you get above this, let's say, I'm going to put that low. If you get above $110 a barrel, you're moving to 114 and probably close that speed gap right there. So anyways, let's move on. Let's get over into the ES. Yes, get rid of that alarm. So ES, uncharted territories here. So we got through on Thursday. We got through this 127% Fibonacci level, and then on Friday, I put a level up here. 7,300 is a psychological level. All these even numbers are always psychological, so probably keep that in the back of your mind. Look at what happened there. 7,300.75. So if you were trading this, congratulations. Fantastic trade. Still like to see some pullback. I would see, you have all these levels here. These levels will not change. I'm not taking these levels off. These levels are pretty good. They've responded very well. And so let's go back here. Actually, I could just go 20. It's good enough. So I like the way that they've responded, especially this all-time high from April 16th, this 7,089. I like this level. If we did pull back and we lose these levels that are above here, I think your first level you're going to be looking at is that 72.3641. That's that 127% Fibonacci extension. So if you lose that level, you're going to quickly, this is a speed zone right here. This is straight uphill, no sellers, right? So if you lose that level, 7,200 is coming into play to 71.85. 75 is going to be your first line of support. Below that, you have 71.45, and if you lose that 71.45, again, you're going to be coming into this level I just said here, 7,089 level, right? As far as point of controls are concerned, we still have a point of control from the 16th of April, 7,069.45. You have one from the 15th at 7,034.76, and then I think you have one down here from the 13th at 68.57.77. Take a snapshot of these levels, people. These levels are not going to change, okay? All right, let's get over into the SPY. SPY is going to be very similar. Here's your SPY. I did not. The SPY is still not hit that 127% Fibonacci level at 734.01, and that's an extension level. However, look down below here. Same thing with these levels. We're going to take a peek at this 714.46 level, this 424 high. This is from a Friday a couple weeks ago. See how the market responds to that, and we'll see if that holds up. It seems to be a decent level right now, so watch that if you're trading the SPY today. And then this previous all-time high on April 17th at 712.39. Seems okay, but not really gangbusters about this one here. Let me just go back a little bit. Not horrible. 712. It's not a bad line. You got some decent support right here, and it dropped below, and then it regained it. I like the 714.46 better. If you lose the 714.46, I think you come down to the 709.01. Then you've got a fill point of control at 708.40. You do have the point of control the only point of control that's open below that we have down here from the 13th at 782.26. And that's from the 13th of April. So, and that also aligns with this 100-day moving average, 683.78. So we're looking right now, we're above these moving averages. So what's your thesis? Your thesis is you're looking for pullback longs, right? You're not necessarily looking to buy on the open. You're looking to be patient as a trader, letting the market come, be a fisherman, let it come down to your bait, and then you act when it comes down to your bait, right? So as long as you have the proper risk management controls in line, you should be taking your trades based on your levels, right? Take a snapshot of these levels. These levels should be, pretty good. I like this 424 low, 709.01, along with this fill point of control at 708.40. So pretty decent level there if the market does pull back there. But then if you lose that, you can see there's really not much down here to hold it until you get down to this 416 level, which is 703, all-time high, 703.04, and then you have that 20-day right below that, and it aligns with another all-time high, a previous all-time high at 697.84. So take a snapshot of those. Let's get over into the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ hit this 127% Fibonacci extension, 27,931.17. Responded like a rock star on Friday, and it's rejecting it right now. So that's a key level. I don't have anything above that at this point right now. So we're going to have to see how the market responds as far as on the upside right now. But basically, if you get above this 27,931.17, is anybody really thinking about buying at this level? No, but that being said, people are probably saying to themselves the same thing. All the way back down here. Right? Are we really thinking about buying, making new highs here? So at some point, people are going to say they've had enough and they're going to start buying, and that's when you're going to want to probably sell, right? But for right now, you're looking for pullback longs. This first pullback right here, this 27,131 is a good level. I don't mind this all-time high, or this, I think it wasn't a previous all-time high from the 24th a couple Fridays ago. That's 27,000. Or 62.50, pretty decent level if we pull back in there. If you lose that, I don't see much support until at least this the low from that Friday, right? And if you lose that, I think you come down to this high, 26,901.75. which is a previous all-time high from April 17th of this year, set before things started to continue to stair step higher. But again, take a snapshot of these levels. I don't have anything above us, so right now I'll have to do some analyzing later on. But right now you can see this 27,931.17 is giving us a little bit of resistance right there. So pullback longs, that's what you're looking for. Make sure that you have your finger on the pulse when it comes to the news, because anything can happen with any kind of news. If war starts escalating out in the Straits based on those 2 missile warnings, then we'll probably get the pullbacks that we're looking for. Qs, same thing on the Qs. Qs hit that 127% Fibonacci extension level, 674.49. Beautiful extension level, kind of hanging out there like a clothesline right now. So, and it's above it right now. So you got the all-time highs, 677.35. Is that really all-time highs? Yeah, it is. So I do have a level on the Qs here. It's an upper regressional trend line here from April 5th of 2025, sitting at 7,065. And it's also going to be another psychological level. So if you do get up there, that 7,000 level, expect probably another similar response that you got from the ES on Friday at that 7,300 level, right? So, all right, anyways, let's get into Tesla. If you are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and like this video. And then go down in the description here and join our Discord community. And you'll get access to the free channel. And then if you want to hang around for a little bit and you want to upgrade, you'll have access to the trading channel by upgrading. And that's 9:30 to 11 a.m. Eastern time of live trading options. So, and you can come and watch my live trading. So, and let's go here to Tesla. Let's expand this a little bit. Also, I've got some other exciting things that I'm working on here. You may have seen the video that I put out on Friday. Got a little beta indicator that I started putting together as far as when to buy, when to sell options, and we're just testing it out right now. And Friday was the first day I put it in action, and it was incredible. As a matter of fact, I think so incredible. I think I want to show it. So let's just go here. 5. So I made a video here on Friday, so everybody can watch this. And if you come into the channel, I'll go over this more. So in the morning here, let's see if you can read this. In the morning, it says buy a put, right? So it broke this 5-minute range here in the morning. And the 5-minute range for Tesla was 387.40 for the high, 381.73 for a low. So it broke that range, right? And right here, it broke the range. So it indicated, buy a put. And the purple line is your first price target, and the dotted line is your second price target. So now what had happened was, and this is part of the video that I made, so now as that trade goes on, right here it said exit your put, exit put or tighten, meaning, exit some of your position. And so it told you to exit the put. So I did get short, but I got out a lot sooner than that. So I think I got out probably in this area here, made a little money there, and just kind of watched things. I didn't want to go crazy on a new indicator that I just put in. However, here we go, and now we broke the upper range, and you broke that 387 level at about 9:25. So the market wasn't even open an hour yet. So now it broke, and now the same thing. That blue line right here, this 393.07, that's your first target line. And it came up here, and immediately it hit that target line. What was it? It indicated it at 9:25, and then at 10:10, your price target was hit. So 387, and you got yourself $6. Okay, but then later on in the day, you actually ended up hitting your second price target, even above and beyond. Right. So this is something I'm going to watch, and I'm going to have this on the live trading channel, so it will automatically plot this as the day is moving on. As far as the levels and what we're looking at for the levels today, let's take a look. I actually put another, I have another script that I put in here that I put in my levels, and it automatically plots it for me. So it's all about saving time, not the actual work, just the actual tedious part of it is what's helping me, right? So here's some decent levels here. You could probably take a look at these levels right here. They seem to be responding a little bit right now. I think you get a little resistance up here at that 395.50 level. If you get that level, here's a regressional trend line that I have here from the all-time highs from December of 2025. Maybe a nice pullback level here. 385 would be a good long level. 382.78 is a monthly high from, a monthly low from November of last year. And then it kind of comes right in line at this 382 level here, which is a decent line of support. And then below that, you have a 378. And then the 20, you know what? I didn't check the moving averages. Those are probably changed. So let's just take a look at this. 9 and the 20. So the 200-day exponential moving average is sitting at 389.78. So we'll change that level. 389. Oh, actually, it did not move that much. So that's okay. That's good. And the 20, that's elevated because that's a faster moving exponential moving average. So the 20 is sitting at 378.48, right? So it will jump from 3. So it jumped up a couple dollars on the 20. So it's what is that telling you? It's telling you that the faster exponential moving average is moving higher. So it's currently trending higher. Does that mean Tesla's off to the races? No, it doesn't. But based on Friday's trade, it's moving higher. However, we did create a little bit of a point of control here from Friday, so we'll show you the point of controls. Clean point of control. You can see here, this is an open point of control now, right? So this level right here, market did not come back up and hit it, so I mark it as an open point of control, 394.87 from Friday, and we still have this dreaded point of control down here at 333.97. Okay, so I've been saying this for a while. I wish that point of control, let's go 90 days. We'll get to here. I wish that point of control was hit on this. What date is this here? Let me see if I can get out of here and get a date. I wish on April 7th that this point of control was hit, but it did not get hit. So I'd still leave this on the charts at 333.97. Still an open point of control level. Positive news. Here's the positive news. On our point of controls, here's the point of control chart. 397.89 is created from, that is not the point of control there from, that's a fill point of control. We have a point of control here from Friday. I didn't mark it on this one, I'm sorry. So we have this point of control here from Friday. I'll just go there. Just mark it real quick. All right, so now that's on this chart. So we have an open point of control here of 394.86. So if you pop up there, you're probably going to get a little response there on the little rejection there in the supply there, right? We are below the 200-day moving average. We are above the 20-day moving average at 372.59. So could be in a little bit of a range here. You pop up here, maybe you sell short there, or you pull back here to this 20-day and you go long, right? Good news on the point of controls. Here's our 100-day moving average at 412.61. Above that, you have these open point of controls from the 5th of this year at 455.12, and then above that you have 478.39, and that's open from the high of last year, December 26th. So ideally, you know, I wish we filled that 334.07 point of control from the 4th of September last year, but that's still open and that's trading, right? So nothing is a sure thing. So everything is all about probabilities. So I do like this 50-day moving average as well. So if we pull back in that 383.75 level, not a bad level. I'll take a long as well. Also, you know, you have this high here from the 30th. I think that was Wednesday, 384. You'll probably get a little response at that level too. Let's just see what the trading chart shows us here. Yeah, so this 382.78 may not be a bad pullback level. So that being said, let's go into what we are going to start with the morning here. So the morning, what we're going to do on our morning options, we're going to start with today's expiration date, 395 calls, 390 puts. And you can see where the market is right now. We're at 390 is where the market closed. So these 390 puts will be elevated, probably in the high threes, maybe low fours. And because we are below the close 390, these 395 calls will drop. I may actually, matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to switch that. I'm going to go to 390 calls because it's today's expiration. And then also, you know, there's a lot of noise here that you don't understand, but I go over this in the trading room. But I have all these colorful charts that you see up top here. That's me devising my own indicators and just kind of tweaking scripts that I go online and I grab and then I just kind of make them my own, and I do my own adjustments to my own trading style. So if we go over that 5-minute opening range from Friday, it was a doozy like we went over, right? So I actually made money on Friday, believe it or not, on buying puts, and I bought my puts here on the break in the morning, and I got out. I didn't take it to that one area that I was showing you on Friday. I didn't take it down here to this level. I got out a lot earlier because I think Tesla overall is strong. So my bias on Tesla is I'm looking for pullback longs on Tesla, right? Doesn't mean today is going to be that same thesis, right? So that was my thesis on Friday. But now, getting back to it, if you look at, what you did on Friday, and once you broke that 5-minute opening range on the upside, you made yourself, $10 was the point, was your high point. But even prior to that, if you bought your calls here, you would have made at least $5 or $6, maybe even $7 on your premium. So that means no matter what price you purchase this premium price at, if you bought a one lot, you would have made $700. This premium price, all it does is identifies your cost basis, how much it's going to cost you. So if everything was equal and this market was trading at $4.45, and I bought a one lot here, this one lot would cost me $445, and that would be my risk. Okay, so if I bought a one lot and this call was trading at $4.45 right here, and I wrote it out the entire day, this would have gone up $7. It would have been worth $11 premium. So so it would have cost me $445. I would have sold it for $1,145, and I would have made the profit of $700. Okay, that's the basic concept of this trade. Now, obviously, if trading was that easy, there'd be a lot of millionaires trading. It's a little more complicated than that. I would say the complicated part is not your entry. I can teach everybody how to enter a trade within 30 minutes. It's about managing your trade once you get into the trade. Looking in a mirror, identifying what kind of trader are you. Are you able to take your stop and take your loss? Because one thing you need to understand, taking a loss is part of this industry. If you can't understand that taking a loss in trading is all part of it, then you need to find something else, because there is nobody that's 100%. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care what kind of code they have. I don't care what kind of algorithm they have. They all lose money, and they probably lose money daily. There's I have very, very rare days that 100% of my trades are profitable. I'll have a 56% winning rate and I could still make $2,000 or $2,500 on that type of a day, right? Why? Because my entries are close to where I want to take my stops, right? If I'm looking at a trade here and I'm saying to myself, if I want to have my stop down here at 385, I don't want to take a trade up here at 389 and risk $4. I want to wait till the market pulls back to this level. Maybe a little closer down here, take a long here at 385.35, and then have my stop at $2, $1.50 versus $4, right? Take a long here, and then maybe take profit right there. But when I take my trades, and if you come into the trading room and you see in the trading room, the first thing I say to myself is, when I enter the trade, where is my stop going to be? It's all about your risk management first, not how much money I'm going to make. I enter the trade knowing where my stop is going to be, and then I manage the trade knowing where I'm going to take my levels and where I'm going to exit those trades if the probabilities work out and they go in my favor. And how do probabilities work out? You have to do work. You have to spend time on the computer, just like anything else. If you want to get good at a sport, you want to practice. If you want to get good at trading, you have to practice. And how do you practice the trading? Computer time, watching the markets, seeing how the markets move, seeing price action. Not all, I could put all of my indicators on any equity out there. Like, for example, here, let me show you what I could do here. So we'll take Tesla here. I can take Tesla right now. I can go NVIDIA, and if I knew how to spell, there's NVIDIA. Okay, so here's NVIDIA. I have all of my indicators on here. I could put any indicator on here for NVIDIA. I could do the same thing that I had for Tesla. I go to 5. It's going to give me the same thing on puts and calls for NVIDIA. However, it trades differently. There's a different price action to NVIDIA versus Tesla. And so, that's why I only trade Tesla right now, because my attitude was master one thing first before you go into other things. You don't need to have 10 different stocks on your computer in order to have a great, in order to make money. You could, if you have volume and you have liquidity like this is all you need. You just need to understand it. Now, mind you, the reason why I trade Tesla is because it's the highest liquid stock that's out there. But that being said, it's also extremely volatile. So small lot size, you can still make a lot of money. Anyways, that's going to be it for today. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment down below if you want me to cover anything. And also you can leave a comment in the Levels channel in our Discord community if you want me to cover anything in there. And don't forget to go to the poll and vote as far as a time slot that works best for everybody for a live Q&A on a Sunday for an hour. Other than that, that's all I got for you today. Everybody have a safe trading day, and keep your finger on the pulse with the news. I'm sure it'll be pretty active this week. Have a great day. See everybody tomorrow.